illegalizing drugs. And so to this day, a lot of people have become really dependent on pharmaceuticals and medications that have been prescribed to them by their doctors, and even and I'm pretty sure every one of you guys are dependent on some sort of medication for minor colds, fevers, allergies, whatever, and that in today's society, there are some people that actually like to take it up a notch out of curiosity by giving off a smoke just for the kicks. But even then, that may give up and give to the possibility that they may be becoming addicts. And so I live in a neighborhood where where there are drug dealers. I actually live next to a family of drug dealers, and I've seen them dealing with other people, selling the drugs, and even using drugs themselves. But the thing is that I never really gave thought into these occurrences. I thought they were individual, small, little incidents that I shouldn't pay attention to. But the thing is that this would affect everyone if drugs were legalized and they were distributed throughout nationwide. And so my say in this is that drugs should not be legalized. That we should still keep proposing propositions that maintain a society where people won't be able to obtain drugs so easily, and that they won't harm people so much. And so I'm going to talk a little bit about the pros and cons. Okay, so first the pros. A lot of people who are proposing that drugs are legalized come up with these reasons that legalizing drugs can eliminate the criminal market. That that if we were to legislate drugs and we were to regulate the commercials and the tradings of these drugs, that it would cut the profits from the drug cartels, and that we would actually be distributing it across the internationally or nationally in a manner that we would be able to maintain how little or how much people can get for their own safety. And also it could reduce crime. People who are dependent on drugs like marijuana, cocaine, heroin, meth, or any of them, they won't go so far as to commit crimes to obtain these sort of drugs. Or that drugs are safer than alcohol, which I don't really believe, but there are some people who like to think that because some drugs have medicinal purposes, they're not so as dangerous as alcohol or any other drugs, such as heroin or cocaine. And also that one of the most propound reasons I found was that prohibition doesn't work, so we should just let drugs be legalized. And so here are the cons. Will have a legal means to make contact with youths, either indirectly or directly. According to the Pew Researcher Center debate for legalized drugs, yes, one of the most frequent reasons why drugs like marijuana are used is because they have medicinal purposes, but they can also lead to health risks. I know some people who have used drugs, and right now that they're in a really poor physical condition, and that legalizing drugs, it doesn't make, and just because drugs aren't some drugs can be used for medicinal purposes. That doesn't make them any better than any other drug, because because while it's soothing the pain that you're in, it will also it's also affecting your physical condition that can lead to permanent health risks. And also, another point I would like to point out is that some people propose that we should distribute that one reason to legalize drugs is that we can monitor it like how we monitor the tobacco industry. Even though the tobacco industry has been producing a lot of cigarettes, a lot of people don't like to notice that overusing cigarettes and overusing tobacco and marijuana, they can lead to respiratory defects. That can lead to genetic defects along the later generations and produce respiratory defects like asthma. And so one example of a failed experiment was, according to Kathy Ginnell's article in the Guardian Network, in 2009, Colorado legalized marijuana for adults, but as a result, a lot of the high schools in Colorado found out that their students were able to obtain medicinal marijuana through people who are 18 years or older, and because of that, the high school drug uses rose from 19 to 30%. Expulsion in those high schools rose up to a third, and around 74% of them were hospitalized or put in the clinic for using those marijuanas. And so here are my sources, and I hope in conclusion, I hope that this message was able to get to you